What?
Hmm? Hmm?
The what?
Did you say a feet camera?
No, I don't know what I said. Free camera, not
A
feet
free.
camera. What are you on about, Turbo? I said free camera. Yeah, hello. Go take a 30-minute break. We'll be back with you later, Turbo. We have pick and ban. Yeah, either way, pick and ban starts. We start with Bali to be, consistent with everything. Then yeah. So whatever anybody thinks. I'm not gonna be the one to judge. People have these kinds of preferences for all that kind of stuff, but. Either way, we will go on to the map pick as we said. Bali is like the first map in every match. Clearly, that's at least the consensus. Sun's Retreat, back in business. Burn it all down. I mean, it's the classic 3 maps. Just in for this match. So it means that the Archetype and Putumayo will be the last 2 again. So we go back to the familiar. Group A are the ones that are experimenting a bit. Group B, best we can do. Bali, Sun's Retreat, and Burn It All Down. Best take it or leave it. Either way, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be one of those matches where there is, a bit of grudging as well. These players have played each other on multiple occasions. Not only this competition, they played against each other in solo competitions. They played each other, I believe. Planetary Goose and Sved also were playing against them in regionals as well. I can't remember the exact results between Restless and Planetary Goose and Sved at the time. I would have to look it up, but I do believe that they played a fair few times in the regionals as well. So this is not a matchup that they are, it's nothing new to them. And we can see as well that instead of saying good luck, have fun, they say kus luck and have fun in-game chant as well. So I'm looking forward to this. These players know each other well and truly. So I'm hoping for a 5-map affair. I would like one as well. We've had mostly 3-0s with Turbo getting his first taste of a 5-map series. And I do believe that these players have the quality to take it all the way. Whether it will come into fruition, well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to actually play the maps. But for the time being, we start off on Bali. I mean, Bali, clearly a very hot destination throughout this year, honestly, would love to visit Bali. Sounds like a very nice place to go on vacation. So if anybody in Indonesia has a place to stay in the future, maybe if I ever come to Bali, just, let me know, and we can sort things out. Would be nice, And Bali definitely is. I mean, if you look at a lot of the places in either Indonesia or in Asia or even Australia, New Zealand, it's just a beautiful place to visit, regardless where you go. So it's this map at least, hopefully it's going to be a very hot and beautiful destination for these players, as hopefully there's not going to be that many mishaps for them. But we'll have to wait and see. I did look at some of the times beforehand, and I didn't really notice the fact that Winky Face was really getting, updating his times on some of the maps. Of course, he has driven some of these maps before in previous AOTC competitions, but I didn't really notice that, he has improved these times. A lot of these players you can see in Trackmania.io have recently, gone through these maps relatively fresh as well, but Winky Face didn't really notice that, as Red Bull definitely is also among those that has to first get into the match. But Winky Face on his own is a very formidable player. He's up there being among the. You can see him at least in the previous campaign being up there hunting campaign tracks, being in the top ranks. So he ended up being in the top 10, not even top 5 in the last campaign. So definitely a prolific hunter, and in rounds can be very hard to beat as well. But for the time being, it seems that if anything is to go by, it seems that Winky Face is more than ready to go at it. Gets a 48.1. Nothing too casual, nothing too fancy. But it's a draw to start us off. As Restless, well, Turbo is definitely Restless. Hopefully he gets some bedtime after we are done for the day, and hopefully, tomorrow we will all get. Tomorrow it does start off an hour later, so everybody gets a bit more rest, a bit more time to prepare, and we'll all be even more energetic and ready to go. But Winky is definitely the one who's ready to go from the get-go. Planetary Goose has fallen a bit behind. but overall, everybody's sort of in the mix, you know. Nothing to really differentiate the two. Sved has to go rather wide, but he will have a lot more speed from that exit, but it's still not going to be enough as Red Bull is overtaking him. This ice, you really don't want to clip that snow there. I think the Red Bull did clip it a bit, and you can lose a lot of speed because of that as well. And also you want to get the right angle so the flick from the dirt is as speedy as possible, but Winky Face keeps his roll going and keeps his first position streak going as well, but it's still a draw, even if the margin of error in this round was a lot smaller. So 2-2, and everybody's just, you know, testing the waters here, you know, who's gonna break the ice first and get towards leading the match as well. That's gonna be the curious part. Whether it will be, well, Red Bolt is definitely not gonna be the one to contest for the front. Again, does have a bit of a fumble, but, you know, he's been able to catch up on several occasions, so we'll leave him to that as Sved hits the wall because his respawn is absolutely in the mud. And as soon as I say that, I mean, Red Bolt is second position with Winky in third, but that only means that instead of going from, you know, a Restless sandwich, we're going into a steak and cheese sandwich because, you know, Planetary Goose and Sved have Red Bolt and Winky Face in the middle of it. Honestly, not gonna lie, chat, a steak and cheese sandwich sounds kinda delicious right now. Yeah, I have to make one later on. But either way, it's a draw. And yeah, we go from a Restless sandwich to a steak and cheese one. God, it's making me hungry. I'm gonna just drink water and pretend it's a steak and cheese. Hydration is key. Keep yourself hydrated, people. You know, that's important. You gotta get your daily dose on. And what the hell did Iridium do? I just see the chat. I mean, what is this crypto mining hack here? I don't know, Iridium. Ban that guy. Ban that man. That's clearly a crypto scam right there. Either way, Planetary Goose moving on into first position alongside Winky Face. They are quite indeed. Red Bolt has had a bit of a rough time here, to be honest. Hasn't had the most glorious of times here, but that only means that Winky Face has to get the first position. Yeah, what is it done? Yeah, the chat has lost it. Either way, moving on as Winky Face is going into first position and he's holding on as well and gets the draw. It's 4-4. 4 rounds, 4 draws. Oh, this is gonna be a long one, isn't it? I said I wanted a longer series, and I did want a 5-map series, but if we're gonna just draw our way to like 10-10, this is gonna be a this is gonna be a long one. Not gonna lie. Either way. So far, everything's looking good. That was definitely not a good-looking drift for Winky Face, as he was going through that checkpoint. But Winky Face has had the pace, but the lines at the moment are looking to be rather rough for him. But it does put Steak and Cheese into a very nice position. If they can hold on to this, Sved almost clipping the corner. Winky Face has to go for an additional respawn. Sved clips the checkpoint, is able to continue, but Red Bolt is second. Now, the only thing Goose has to do is hold on to that first position and everything's fine. And if Sved can take second position, even better. But Sved having a bit of a line issue there. I think Red Bolt will have more speed and Sved has to go for the safe finish because his approach on the dirt wasn't satisfying enough and goes for the safe finish just to be sure. I think he would have had enough speed, but I think his lineup wasn't the greatest for the risky finish. So, you know, cool, calm, and collected. You know, you give that point away, but you're still in the lead, so that's more than enough. And that is what is important. Now, let's see. We haven't. I want to see Red Bolt up in front as well. Definitely is a player who has enough speed and pace to match these players on every single round, but has had a bit of an unfortunate time. But I am pretty sure he's going to do great as Winky Face clips the checkpoint, I believe, from the looks of it. So it is Red Bolt who has to actually, you know, get the job done. But he has to overtake Goose. Goose at the moment has been having a great time, and Sved definitely not even far behind as well. Good lines by Red Bolt, definitely trying to attack. Does have a bit better line than Sved, and nice, more inside finish. That does avoid the ace, but it does put 6-8 on the board, which means that Steak and Cheese also need just a victory, and they're done with Bali. getting the track point. And of course, we gotta keep in mind that this was a Restless pick, so Steak and Cheese could be on the verge of taking the map away from Restless, which is going to be only to their benefit. That's what we love to see. Wikiface now on a good round. Red Bolt, conservative, but still in the mix. Half a second behind from the players up in front. 0.7 behind his teammate, but you know it's looking good for everybody involved. Major mistakes, so if Red Bolt can get a good round here, going good speed, that was a very good exit and sets him off quite well. He's catching slowly up to Sved and Planetary Goose. Planetary Goose, that is not a good line. Red Bolt has more speed. Can he overtake both of them? He needs to overtake one, but not quite enough. Very close indeed. Sved, Goose, and Red Bolt having a great race at the back end. Winky Face none the wiser, but it does mean that Restless have to get an ace. And there's no ifs and buts. If one of the members of Restless crashes right now, it's pretty much GG, but it all depends on what Steak and Cheese gonna do about it. Good start by everybody involved. Planetary Goose a bit more conservative. But what we've seen from the rounds before, we haven't even gotten to the half stage right now, so nothing can change. But it would be quite a massive way to start off this match if we get an ace from Restless as Sved hits the wall, going a bit too wide to set up for the drift, and now Goose has to overtake one of these players. Red Bolt and Winky Face, no mistakes. They cannot go for the safe. Goose is too close, but that is a clean ending. And Restless, who were behind almost the entire match, just drawing their way, take the ace, snatch that victory in front of them, and take that track point. Steak and Cheese, well, I guess Restless are the ones to take the first bite out of the pie. And we move on to the next map, 10-9. You know, those are the situations. It's not often that you see a 7-9 converted. It's a very difficult position to take an ace in that situation. But Restless and Winky Face and Red Bolt showing why they are such a formidable opposition. And in my opinion, one of the best duos in Asia and Oceania. So they are very tough to beat, and they are definitely a formidable opponent for the showdown itself and for the main event as well, because they are signed up for that as well. So definitely have to keep an eye on these two. And Sved and Planetary Goose almost took it as well. So these are two very formidable duos, and this is exactly now what we wanted. Yes, we've had a bit of, well, we've had rounds, just to put it lightly, we've had some rounds that haven't gone everybody's way, but this is the match I was looking forward to most when I was looking up the matchups. And so far, judging from the first map, absolutely delivered. And hopefully that continues all the way to map 5, where we could have a thriller of an ending. But we have to first continue on Sun's Retreat. Now, this was a map where Spark just was unbeatable. But he's not on the server now. He's in another group altogether as well. So we'll see who will take the helm. Will take the crown that Spark was holding on in Group A. We'll see how things will go. Now, I can't remember the exact times. I did look this up, but I should have noted it down. Classic caster mistake. Because I did look at the times to get a bit of an idea where everybody is. But look, judging at the moment, well, Planetary Goose is the one in the wall, so I don't have to really note that down. But Red Bolt and Winky Face currently taking the helm here. This is a Steak and Cheese pick, They have to perform, and judging that by the current situation, it's not looking that good for them, as they are in an ace position for Restless, and Sved is the only one who can really do much about it. Planetary Goose is in the back, but he's a bit too far off for this map. There's not many places you can really make a formidable mistake, unless you get a nose slide here, but that doesn't happen that often. So now it all comes down to how Sved can get the speed out of it. Goes wider, gathers more speed, but I don't think it's quite enough, and Restless will take the ace here and take a 3-0 lead here. So very nice indeed for the boys of Restless. And Steak and Cheese starting to meet their match a bit here. we do have to keep in mind that there is one more match in Group B, and that is DXA against Restless. And DXA did not win against Steak and Cheese, so if they're looking at this, they're like, we are in trouble. But it's too early to call. Steak and Cheese can still pull it off, and with Red Bolt having a bit of a slower start to begin with, it does put them in a position where they just have to hold off Winky and get the job done. Planetary Goose and Sved are more than capable of doing so. Winky Face is definitely not going to let up. He's definitely putting in the pace, and Planetary Goose that just clips the outside wall on the checkpoint as well. Red Bolt is still far away, so it's not going to be the biggest detriment. Sved having a bit of a fumble as well. It's not going so well for the team of Steak and Cheese, but it should be more than enough to still secure a draw. Does Sved actually make this? Okay, he does. Just barely, but he does get jump done.
Draw.
4-1 on the board as well. Water as well. Hydration check done. On to the next round. Vandergoos and Sved, they both have a good start. You can definitely see that, but it does not all come together throughout the entire map. Red Bolt is it, everybody's in the mix as well. To see a round where everybody has a chance to take it. Really say here right now as everybody's just feeling the move, you know, the vibe is there. Getting the lines right, the speed correct. Red Bolt overtakes Sved in the back, so there's a bit of an update there. Sved is a little bit wider, not the best lines, and with that bit of hump, it puts a bit of pressure on the Planetary Goose, who has to get first position, but you really don't want to get that deficit any higher. Planetary Goose is going for the attack. Inside jump, can Winky Face, who gets the better line? Winky Face with a lot more speed, very nice nose slide there, gets the speed to go. And 59.6 as well, very good round as well. Great race. If Planetary Goose didn't have that inside line there, he was on a good time as well. Thoughts on Ferrari this F1 season? Looking good. Honestly, I am a Ferrari fan. I do have a lot of copium. If hopefully we don't have a repeat of last season. And I'm gonna be a happy man. All I will say. Apart from that, hopefully Steak and Cheese won't have a situation. They're looking to be sort of in a situation where Ferrari was last season, because Sved is not enjoying a great time, and Red Bull and Minky Face now all they have to do is, you know, get the get the draws. That's all they have to do, because the gap is now 4 points, which means there has to be an ace somewhere with a 6-2 scoreline. And Steak and Cheese, Planetary Goose has been looking good. Sved has been having a bit of a struggle, but I mean, Winky Face is trying to catch up. Oh, look at those nose slides. Ooh, has the more speed in the end. Winky's going for it, and he gets it. He just jumps more to the right, gets the ring finish a bit earlier, and snipes Planetary Goose. What a way to get the things done, you know, putting those nose slides into good use and getting just enough speed to overtake him on the line. What a great way to end for Winky Face. And yeah, he's a very tough nut to crack. If he drives to his best ability, Winky Face is probably the, well, he was, I was gonna say he's a great player, but clearly as soon my classic Kriidy curse comes into play, try to compliment somebody, they come people shy and crash the wall. Classic. So, Steak and Cheese are in an ace position, which they actually really need. So, if Red Bull cannot deny this, this puts actually Restless, you know, from a 5 puts them into a bit of a restless position, because if that 5 points becomes 2, then all of a sudden you have a bit of a match on your hands. And it seems that the Steak and Cheese are going to do exactly that. You can't really do much wrong in the end, unless you're really trying to push it. But Steak and Cheese take the ace here, and that is one step closer to making a difference here. And now with 8-6 on the board, if, and I say if, Steak and Cheese can get 2 consecutive victories, it will be 10-10. If they can get one ace, well, then you have something very spicy, you know. Maybe that steak and cheese pie. It's a bit of more spice to it than it first meets, you know. And maybe there's some chili there as well. Dude, chili and cheese though. Oh, that's just. God, that's already gonna make my mouth water. Don't think about food, Kriidy. Think about the match. You're only gonna make yourself more hungry. Either way, the only person that is hungry for the win is Winky Face at the moment, because he is in first position with Planetary Goose and Sved in the pursuit, with Red Bolt in the mix as well. And what in the carnation is that meow emote? Jesus Christ, that is cursed. And for the time being, at least, this is going to come down to the line, I feel like. Who's going to willing to push it? Planetary Goose needs to overtake Red Bolt, overtake Sved. There's multiple 1v1s happening. Winky Face hits the checkpoint. That is not what you want to see, but Red Bolt holds on, gets in front of Sved, and it is a victory. And it is the worst spot to make a mistake for Winky Face. And it is 9-8 on the board. And can Steak and Cheese do the exact same as Restless did to them in the previous map? Of course, the scoreline was a bit different. It was a forced ace, but if Steak and Cheese can get the ace right here, that would be perfect. Now, get your pause champs out, watching intensely now. If anyone makes a mistake, this could make an insane round to make a difference here. Red Bolt has a good round. Everybody's in the mix. Planetary Goose has just driven off to the distance. He's having a great round, but he needs Sved to get into the mix. Sved touches the corner. That is not what you want to see. Red Bolt and Winky Face now have to hold on, and they cannot allow for any mistakes, because Sved is only 1 second behind. So a big mistake here by any of the Restless members could be detrimental. They just need the draw. Victory is even more than enough. Winky Face has to let go. Planetary Goose will take first position here. Planetary Goose hits the pole, and that is what it roads there. Steak and Cheese not able to do it, and again Restless take it with an ace. It is 2-0 on the board, but they are making it really exciting. What a way to end this round. And it's been 10-9 and 12-8, and honestly, both of these maps could have gone either way. Like, of course, on the previous map that we just had here, Winky Face and Restless looked a lot more competitive, but, you know, it only matters what the end score is, and Steak and Cheese had every possibility to take it there, but just, you know, those rounds where you need to push because you know you need to get those points, that's when sometimes the mistakes can happen. But it only means that Steak and Cheese need a reverse sweep in order to take Restless away here. And it's not looking good. But, of course, if, for example, Restless win this one, that puts Steak and Cheese on 1-1. And, of course, Red Bolt and Winky Face make the same mistake in the warm-up. Classic. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the actual live rounds. Let's see. And Sabo Jr. also in the chat, the crowd favorite. Absolute Giga Chat as well. Well done to you in your Group A matches. You're done for the day, and, you know, definitely, you know, stepped up to the plate. You came in as a last-minute substitution and you delivered. And definitely, I'm sure Spark and Kuda can be more than grateful for your efforts. And we chat, and casters and all of us definitely appreciate it as well. But we have another match that could go a very long way still. I hope that Steak and Cheese can do something about it, but Restless did pick this map. Everything to go by. But this is a good map for everybody involved. I believe Planetary Goose... I was about to say Planetary Goose and Sved had a pretty good showing on this map against DXA Singapore, but not this round quite. So Sved is the one that has to pull the bag, you know, has to pull out a miracle out of the hat, you know, rabbit out of a hat, you know, whatever kind of way you want to put it. But Winky Face touches the wall, gives Sved an opportunity. Red Bolt doesn't have the best speed. Sved doing the bee's knees, doesn't have the best speed. This is going to come down to the final drift. Who's going to risk it more? Sved goes for the inside, but not quite. Red Bolt was right, just enough in front, holds on to the lead, but that was a close affair. Could have been a draw, but that just shows that this track has plenty to offer. And if Planetary Goose was in the mix, this could have been steak and cheese special right there. A victory for them. This has been good fun. Honestly, this has been my favorite match to watch so far. Of course, the fine map affair between Antic, Antic of course, and in the previous match was also really cool. But you know, they are just throwing, you know, they're throwing fists at each other. And so far, Restless have been just one swing ahead, and so far Red Bolt also a bit behind. You know, Winky has to do a bit more work here. And Face, you know, he's been a tough nut to crack. You know, he has 62% first positions. It has just shown how much Sved and Planetary Goose have been trying to push. Sved pushing a bit too much, has to go for the respawns. Planetary Goose, I don't think he has the speed. Maybe he has better drift. Tries to get closer, but not quite. Again, victory for Restless, but these are just so close. These are a hair away from being draws every single round. Good stuff as well. Can they keep it going? Steak and cheese, you know, maybe they're running out of the steak and the cheese. You know, maybe they have to change their name, you know, out of stock for steak and cheese, you know. Maybe it's a bit of a mouthful of a team name, but I'm sure you can work out an acronym for that. But they are currently in 3rd and 4th position. Sved does take Red Bolt. Face is just running away with it this round, definitely setting the pace for this one. This could be a potential draw for Steak and Cheese, as Winky Face is just half a second ahead, and he's on a roll here. Yeah, it's proving to be a bit difficult for Steak and Cheese. Winky is just gone away, and Red Bolt is also not making their life easier. Does touch the wall, so it's looking to be a draw, but not just quite. Ooh. 49.9. Very solid time by Winky as well. Very nice. Anything sub 50 is a very good round time. It is a draw. It keeps Steak and Cheese in the fight still. If they could get an ace, that would be quite lovely for them. But you know, no rest for the wicked, and for Sved, that is a corner you definitely did not want to touch. So Planetary Goose has to pull out a miracle, but it seems that Winky Face is just in a groove at the moment. He's just having a great time, again in a very considerable lead. Planetary Goose has something to say about it. If he can get first position again, keep Steak and Cheese in it. But this could be, what a great turn by Planetary Goose. Winky Face does drop the gear, I believe, and loses all of that momentum, and Planetary Goose on a blistering around here to keep Steak and Cheese in it. As long as no mistakes in the end, clean drift. Ah! Up and down! I'm sorry, Goose. It's not my fault, ladies and gentlemen. I did absolutely nothing. You cannot blame me for this. I'm not the one driving, okay? Hey, I'm not the one driving here, no. Yeah, Sved having a bit of a moment, and he's stuck in the wall. Planetary Goose, if there's any time to get... Yeah... I don't know, chat. Am I just cursed or something? I'm just trying to be like a good caster here, you know? Make a narrative here, you know, hype these players up. And, yeah, everybody's just dying. I'm just, you know, trying my best here, okay? I'm trying my best, but the one team that has really done their best here is Restless. They're getting an ace here, and it will be a 3-0 affair. I did say, of course, that this match could be a 3-0, but a very close affair. But Steak and Cheese, they really crumbled like pie here on this final map. It collapsed and didn't work for them. But Restless, did a really good job, and Svet upside down on the map as well. I will still say those first two maps were bangers. This map, Burn It All Down, well, it definitely came burning down for Steak and Cheese. But hey, GG to them. They gave Restless a very good job and a very good fight. But as I said, I did expect Winky Face and Red Bolt to take this one. And, there's some very wholesome chatting in this well. Well played to you guys. Love you and good luck in the next game. They're still good friends, very well done for everybody involved. So that's what they love to see.